Well, I think it's right to be concerned about what's happening. We've got an extra line coming in here that, you know, we had 2 coming out and now 3. 8 of those reactors always ran on those 2 lines at Bruce Power. So what's the extra line for? It's not just for Bruce Power, it's for other generations. So there's a lot more coming. And again, it's this industrial model that we've been seeing. It's about providing basically a way to hand the keys over of the countryside to companies like Suncor and many others. So what we've said is that, one, we have to return community control so that communities can have a say over how renewable energy is developed, the size of projects, or even if they take place at all. The other thing we have to do is to start supporting peoples in the community who are affected by that. I hear time and time again from people that are on the sort of extreme side of supporting industrial wind at any cost, that there are no health effects. Well, I'll talk to Dr. Hazel Lynn, talk to lots of other people around the world, and I liken it this way. How many people here have allergies? Does anybody here have allergies? If you were near, so not everybody does, right? Only some people are affected in certain ways by certain allergens. But if you were living near a wind turbine and you were having that a health effect, the government would tell you it's all in your mind. We need to get serious about how we monitor those systems and return back, again, community control so we can have a right to say what's happening in our own communities.
I appreciate your question very much, and it's exactly those concerns that led to the PC Party this past spring on Opposition Day to put forward a resolution asking for a moratorium in the chamber, and that moratorium was to stop all turbine development until there were independent studies concerning health issues, safe setbacks, environmental issues, emissions, etc. conducted. And after those studies were conducted, those results released to the people that are involved in making the decisions, if you will, and including municipal councils. And unfortunately, on Opposition Day, that resolution was voted down, and it just is a shame, because just this past week, we're hearing about farmers down in Ashfield, Wamanosh, Colburn that have put their entire livelihood up on the chopping block to fight against gag orders so that they can better understand the health issues and the minimum setback requirements and things like that. And you know, it's a shame our governing party didn't see value in that type of study. And we need to look at other jurisdictions and what's going on there as well, because I understand just recently Australia has set a minimum setback of 2,000 meters. Thank you.
Thank you. And what I'm in favor of, as I stated earlier, is clean air. And the renewable portion of the 25-year supply mix is 10%. Part of that 10% is solar, wind, water, biogas, and other renewables. But specifically, there is no direct link by our Chief Medical Officer of Health attached to the production of wind. And we have thousands of studies that support that. We have looked at countries all around the world that have had wind production for decade after decade, and look to those countries. The setbacks that we have today are the toughest in North America. Human health has been taken into consideration every step of the way. What we are committed to is to clean air. When we look at the determinants of health, air pollution is directly linked to health effects. Asthma. We look at what can we do? Where are the opportunities? The state of our energy system, without investments over a number of decades, has given us an opportunity to look at renewables. This is our opportunity, jobs, clean air. We're planning for the future. Thank you.
Yeah. The one thing I think we have to be clear about is that nuclear energy is one of our cleanest energy sources. With wind and gas pairing, we keep knocking nuclear offline because we guaranteed that we'll take that power from wind turbines. So that's one of the realities that's happening. The other thing is we talk about clean energy. Well, the wind doesn't blow all the time. I'm sorry to shock you. But, so that means it has to be paired with another source. And the preferred source is natural gas, which of course is going to provide a great deal of CO2 emission into the air when you do this on an industrial scale. On a smaller scale, you can actually store some of that energy, save that energy, and you can use it further for your needs. And so where are we going to get that natural gas? And here's the little hidden dirty secret. It's called fracking. And that's where we take millions of liters of water and we just shove it underground under high pressure to fracture the shale, and that releases the gas. That water is highly contaminated. If you watch what has been happening in the United States, it actually causes a number of problems where people can actually light their water on fire. And this is in the Great Lakes Basin. It's a dangerous, dangerous thing to be doing at this level. And so that's why, as an environmentalist, as someone who has a track record, a very long track record and public track record, as an environmentalist, I oppose this industrial model scale.